Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Love Island Cast Australia. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. Great to speak to you again.
Yeah, Dave, it's all happening in the villa. So what have you got, what have you seen on tonight's episode?
Well, working from back to front, I mean, Eoghan, it looks like, was the one who got the girls' hearts all racing in that game and essentially got to take Jessie into the hideaway there. So it looked like they were having a good time, and I have to say, Jessie looking pretty good, I think there. It got my heart racing, certainly. But, I mean, this challenge does always make me laugh, to be honest, because I always think the girls, you know, they look very sexy, and you can see all the guys putting the moves into the memory banks, whereas when the guys do it, it all looks a bit funny. And I felt like Eoghan, just sticking on him for a second, he was really bringing out his A game, wasn't he? Because, you know, one of the twins started to take an interest in Jessie.
Yeah, he did, to be fair. I don't think he had much competition, though, Dave. Like, when we watched the UK one, they absolutely went full-on stripper. Now, we know Jordan was a stripper anyway in the UK one, so they all had the hips going, everything. These lot looked like as if me and you, we just said, right, lads, go and see what you can do out there, because there was nobody with fucking rhythm or anything. And they even went Matt, and he looked like, he said he did look like...
fucking Woody off Toy Story.
Yeah, Woody. I mean, Eoghan called it. He's right. But there was nothing sexy about any of the dances. There was just Eoghan, which was half resembled something a stripper would do. And even then, it was dead like robotic. It was like, well, come with me. You know, it's just like, you know.
It was like, this is Sparta. He's proper bringing out the old 300, wasn't he? But I thought, I've not got a prayer of actually getting Luke and Josh the right way around. So all I will say is the one in the policeman's outfit, I thought he was sort of dressed up all right. And, you know, they both got fantastic bodies. But fucking Gerard, he looked like the bubble bath. You remember that he used to get years ago?
I always remember. I always wanted to play with him as a figure, Dave, like with me Transformers, but he just didn't do fuck all, did he?
It just looks absolutely ridiculous. And so, yeah, I think I must try harder on the Australian crew there, I think.
They will, because we're going to get the girls do it, aren't we? So I'm sure that'll be a lot sexier, Dave. And I'm sure that will have our hearts racing, I think, to be fair. But yeah, it was funny because Eoghan was a bit threatened. Luke, to be fair, had come to him straight up and said, I'm interested in Jessie. I want to speak to. They're both interested in Cassie the twins. But what made me laugh, Dave, and I know this sounds like every episode I'm getting at Eoghan, is he turned around on the VT in the room and these guys, I'm not even doing that ridiculous accent, these guys, you know, they're not messing around. These guys mean business. You know, they're going to.
They're not looking to make any friends.
Yeah, hello. Did you not come in and start giving the old spiel about how you were a real man and everything and all that fucking bullshit? That's the name of the game. It's the first time he's been threatened, hasn't he? Because he's always thought he's the alpha, and I think that's why him and Matt are always going at it, Dave, doing a bit of wrestling and that. I think I think probably Matt, he's probably tougher than what he looks. If he's doing wrestling that, Dave, he knows how to fall. He's probably got some sort of martial arts in the background from somewhere. So I reckon he's probably quite an handy lad. But I think Eoghan fancies his chances. But every time he tries, Matt seems to just put him to one side, doesn't he? So
he did throw a decent kick. I saw Matt today.
Yeah. That's what I mean, Dave. I wonder if there's something there.
Yeah, but I mean, every time he goes into the diary room, though, his facial expression, it's just vacant. There's just nothing there at all. But yeah, I do think Eoghan definitely changed his tune right away, and this one could be a bit of editing because, you know, straight after that talk, he's off there with Jessie, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I think we should spend a bit more time on our communication. And Jesse's like, oh yeah, give me a high five. Yeah, you're right. We do. And she's thinking it's all completely unprompted. Meanwhile, he's really he is feeling a bit threatened, isn't he? And so he's just making sure he doesn't drop the ball.
No, you're right, Dave. Exactly. You're so right. Because I think Luke and Jesse had a bit of a connection there. But, Dave, you did call out Owen, and I'm going to call out Luke. Talk about spinning the bullshit I am. I really, really want to settle down, mate. Really, I want family and everything. I'm at that point, and I'm looking. He went, I'm 26. I want to have at least 2 kids by the time I'm 30. I think, fuck me, mate. You might as well drop your pants now. You're going to just get cracking, aren't you, if you want 2 kids by the time you're 30? It was fucking nonsense. I was just like, we called Owen out, and I'm going to be consistent, Dave. He's talking shit just to try and get her on side, because that's exactly what she wanted. I was thinking, she's going to fall for this.
But they all do, don't they? To lesser, to more and lesser degrees, they all just say exactly what the girls want to hear. And it frustrates me that they seem to buy it a lot of the time, because we're watching it and it's like, that is so see-through.
Yeah.
There's nothing genuine about that at all. But
No.
I really want to settle down, which is why I've come on fucking Love Island. It's just the first thing that comes to mind, isn't it? I know. A really good way to get a good, solid, stable relationship is to come onto a fucking reality TV show, game show, where they throw lots of hot women at you every day. It's such bullshit.
It is bullshit, to be fair, Dave. Now, we have had a tweet off one of our followers who actually listens to the show, and he tweeted us today regarding our comments on episode 6. So, if you don't mind, I won't mind reading this one out. This is from Terence Blake. He's at tblake22226. And he says, just listen to the latest episode and completely disagree with your view on the Cass and Phoebe situation. Phoebe is the problem. Cass never said she was exclusively into girls, and Phoebe's the one acting jealous and putting all her eggs in one basket. Now, we always say, Dave, don't we? If we get called out or anything like that, we will always talk about it on the show. Now, I am, even after this episode, I know Terence might not have seen this episode 8, but I am still sticking to that. I don't believe Cassie has any interest in Phoebe, and I think I'm still sticking to the fact that I still believe Phoebe was in the right. I mean, what do you think, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is brilliant. Thanks for the tweet. And again, we're not giving absolute answers and analysis, are we? We just give our opinion.
No.
So we just say it how we see it. It sounds like Terence has seen it a different way, which is absolutely fine. So what we saw tonight was they called it a day, didn't they? And sort of they both look like they probably had a bit of a rough night. It's fairly horrible. Again, just taking it all on face value is a fairly horrible thing for both sides. I'm not really going to maneuver either. I'm entertaining the idea that it was more Phoebe. I don't know if either sort of said they were exclusive. I think the problem I have is the timing of it, because tonight they've called it a day. And I can't remember who said it now, which one it was, but one of them said, "Well, we give it a go." No, you fucking didn't. You didn't give it a go at all. You literally coupled up. The next day, Cassie went on a date, and you had a bit of an argument. And I think actually Cassie said something like, if that's how she's going to behave after the first hurdle, it's the first day. There's no hurdle on the first day. You know what I mean? It's not even a ripple there. So it's just all, I don't know, Chris. I kind of called bullshit right from the start on this, that it all just felt a little bit forced, and it felt like the producer's hands might be in on this. And I still can't shake that. But if I take it on face value, I still think to make such a brave move, and it wasn't as if Phoebe didn't do it completely in a bubble. She didn't just pick Cassie. Chris, can you imagine if me and you went on Love Island and we're all there waiting for the picking, and it comes to Chris, who are you going to pick? I'm going to pick Dave. I'd be like, fuck off. What the fuck?
I've always wanted to spoon me, Dave. Am I the big spoon or the little one?
Well, I think I'm always the little one, aren't I? So it goes out saying, well, I mean, like, it's a wasted vote, that, mate. You might as well pick someone else. No, they talked about it beforehand. You know, they'd explored some of these feelings together, and then they went with it. So I kind of feel if you're going to make such a brave decision, you've got to give it at least a few days, haven't you?
Yeah, but I agree. I think what probably Phoebe's getting at, and I'm not saying there's not a bit of jealousy there. Terence is probably right. There is. And now they slept in the same bed that night. They were coupled up. But from the minute she got up, Cassie obviously didn't want to be in a situation because we've seen no affection between them, Dave, have we? There's been no real cuddling or kissing or anything like that. There's been nothing for me to make it even clear that this sort of chemistry we thought we'd saw or we were engineered to believe was just fucking bollocks. I still don't buy into it at all. I think somewhere along the line it's just been an absolute faux pas, and Cassie is straight in there because as soon as the two twins come, she's got the option of both of them, hasn't she, Dave, to recouple, which means that her stay in the Love Island villa will stay a bit longer. The way it was the other day, it was exactly what Phoebe said. That's what I believe. I do believe that. I appreciate Terry. I appreciate the fact that he actually listens to the podcast. I really do. For me personally, I'm sticking to what I believe. But it does, Dave. I think you absolutely correct. It does reek of fucking utter bullshit from China, doesn't it, really? Let's be honest. It does. It does. It reeks of some sort of guidance or a nudge somewhere.
Yeah, there's something that's just not right, is there? There's something a bit engineered. But again, sort of stepping back from that, I mean, I think what it does do is it absolutely does put Phoebe in a vulnerable position because, you know, she'd kind of put all her eggs in the Cassie basket, hadn't she? So I think if Phoebe gets voted off, that'll be a crime.
Yeah, and to be fair, it took me a while that day. It took me a while. But no, to be fair, after what Terence had said, I actually went on the Facebook page and it's split, Dave. It's, what we both think, or we're pretty much agreeing on what we think's gone on there. And obviously Terence is on the other side. Is exactly how the public thinks, Dave. So you look at the comments and it's all the same. Cassie's done nothing wrong. Phoebe's been jealous, overprotective. She's just totally insecure. Then you've got the other side saying it's just like you've just said, it's bullshit. It's all engineered for the show. So I think there's probably a bit of both there, Dave. I think realistically, it's somewhere in the middle, but yeah, just strange. I'm
trying to think that. I mean, I haven't looked at the Facebook page, but I'm trying to make sure I don't have an inherent kind of gender bias as well. That, you know, if it was, say, a bloke that had been out on the date and come back and acted the way Cassie had, or it was a woman coming back to a man, I genuinely don't think it matters. But what was really interesting was Vanessa's comment when she was talking to Phoebe, and she was saying that, you both were in the wrong kind of thing. She came back and she probably, should have gone to you for a chat first, but you were pretty cold to her as well. So I think probably one of the reasons people are seeing it two completely different ways is probably, there's no one who can really be virtuous in it. It's just that there is probably fault on both sides, but it's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Like I say, I just feel like, given, again, taking it on face value, making such a brave decision to drop it so quickly, I think it's a shame.
Yeah. And again, keep the tweets coming in, guys, whether you agree or disagree. What Terence has done, he's bang on. We've done that throughout all the series we've done on Love Island, so keep them in. And we accept all criticism because it still means you're listening to the show. So we like to discuss it, don't we, Dave? Now, Dave, let's talk about the Neighbours and Home and Away love story that we got today as well, which was Adam and Cartier. Now, I think they're a sweet couple. Absolutely buy into the fact that she's constantly saying that, she wants more when he's kissing her. He's got soft lips and they're there. She's telling all the girls and all that. But it was fucking sickly as anything, wasn't it, Dave? It was. Let's be honest there. I'm happy for them both. No, I'm happy for them both, but it was like, oh, do we need the kiss where like the drone's going into the sea and that, like, you know, as if like it was all natural? I'm like, fuck off. How many takes has it took to get that? I'm sure they weren't complaining because they probably had to kiss quite a lot, but I was just like, oh, come on. You know what I mean? But I still say they are the most genuine couple in the villa.
They seem to be, don't they?
I'm happy for them.
So I think there's probably more of a yearning from Cartier's side as well. We sort of laughed a little bit because Adam had said that, you know, I'd always been faithful. In fact, all the guys had said they'd never cheated on any of their girlfriends. We were all like, yeah, fuck off. And Adam was protesting just a bit too much. But the way he's acted, he does seem like a genuine gentleman.
Yeah.
And it's actually her coming up with more of the innuendo and stuff. She was on about, you know, dipping your oar in and stuff like that. And so, you know, and he seems a little bit more coy about it. And again, you never know, is it all an act? But they do seem genuinely well suited. And I thought actually, there was a comment that Vanessa made when Adam did his little, you know, little lap dance thing, and she was like, "Oh, there's a toilet over there. Go and get it unblocked or something," which I thought was a bit of a nasty comment, and I thought, wonder where that's come from. So, you know, again, I think Cartier and Adam seem like the most genuine couple. Matthew and Vanessa keep telling us that they are, but I don't see it really. And I wonder if it's a bit of that. I wonder if it's a bit of like, you know, a bit of jealousy and feeling threatened.
It could be, Dave. It's great to see. It's sort of like a human study how everyone changes, don't they? You know, like the lads had said when Owen came in, the lads were all threatened, wasn't they? He'd only been a few hours, and he came in, and all the girls were running around absolutely loving it, that there was someone different in there, even if it's only a few hours. But then when it was flipped, and Phoebe came in and Anna, it was the same for the girls, wasn't there? There's that threat of are they going to sway? So I just think it's human nature, Dave. I'm sure, as much as we take the piss out of the show, and that, I'm sure if we were in there, you probably feel the same. There's going to be times there where you're going to feel a bit insecure, aren't you? And that you're like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's great TV. It's great TV, but I just think with this series so far, we've had a little bits of drama, but we've not had anything where it absolutely goes off. And I'm quite shocked because I raved about the Australian Love Island, and I've constantly gone on about it. It's one of the reasons why I sold was doing the podcast, Dave.
Yeah.
To you.
Oh, you don't need to remind me.
I'm just going to stop saying it's going to get better, Dave, I think. But yeah, I really wanted to kick off. Something's got to change. And I know Sophie said at the end on the preview that there's going to be an unannounced eviction, you know, in the next episode. So let's see how that plays out.
You Love Island veterans are something else. You're like, I'm you know, enjoying all the gooiness, you know, the Cartier and Adam thing, you know. I'm a lover, not a fighter. You just want fucking people throwing drinks at each other and fucking throwing each other in the pool and stuff. But you're not the only one, Chris. I see it on Twitter as well. It's like, oh, this season's shit. There's no one fucking had a punch up or anything. Purity, you know, might as well go and have a drink.
Honestly, Dave, I've just been watching. This is bad. I've just been watching Housewives of Cheshire. Me and Sam are going to be watching like a couple of other reality stuff after we've recorded this, and all I'm waiting on is it when it kicks off. Like, honestly, the Housewives of New Jersey, that goes off, Dave. It goes off, and the New York ones, it's fucking great TV. Honestly, they just start pulling each other's hair and kicking off, and that it must be because I'm a big UFC fan, Dave. Maybe I just want pure violence on my screen, and I'm happy. I don't know, but I mean, I don't want anyone hurt on this, but I certainly don't mind a bit of a bitch slap going down there every now and again, Dave.
Dear me.
These views are mine and not Dave's, by the way. Only fucking Homer Simpson.
I'm sure I'll enjoy it. And you know, if I think to the UK one in particular, because it never really kicked off that much, did it, with the US one? But,
no.
God, it was exhausting with the UK one when it was really tense, and we come on here every day, and it's like, whew, you know, everyone, Twitter was all getting mad, and oh God. I'm sure it'll happen, and I'm sure we'll enjoy it when it happens. But at the minute, I'm just enjoying the nicety of it.
Yeah, you still believe in a lot of the stuff. That's what I love, because I just slagged them off, Adam and I. You're like, oh, it's lovely.
I'm still waiting for Amber and what was his name? The Irish one? Greg.
Yeah, they split up. Yeah, they split up a long time ago, Dave. I don't think Anna and Jordan are getting back together either.
By text message as well, you twat.
After he got his 25 grand, he should have just stole the 50 grand and fucked off, shouldn't he, instead of doing the gentleman? If he was just doing it for a part, I'd have took the 50 grand and fucked off.
Well, he can still kind of get away with his... He was, because he was a rugby player, he's sort of a public figure anyway, isn't he? So he can get away, you know, do it on the sly, off camera, and it doesn't seem as bad there, I guess.
No, I mean, they earn money out of that. And to be fair to Amber, she's just got a £1 million modelling contract, Dave. I don't know whether it's with Pretty Little Things or Pretty Things, is it, or Boohoo. It's someone like that. But she's just started shooting and stuff. So, you know, fair fucks to her, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Dave, if you want to get in contact with the show, on Twitter at Love Island Cast. If you want to email the show, the loveislandcast@gmail.com. If you do like the show, fucking hell, sorry, Dave, I know you're editing this, sorry. I'm telling you about you don't edit anything, and I've just fucking fucked it up, right, sorry. If you do like the show, edit some more, you bastard, right?
God, I'm muting myself.
If you do like the show, guys, please get onto your podcast catching app and drop us a review. It just helps us grow and gets us out there to more people. And if you have got friends who love a bit of Love Island, direct them to our podcast, and it just helps more people listen in and enjoy the ride with us. Okay, Dave, so another great episode. Have you got anything to take us out with today?
Well, Chris, thanks again. Been great. And thanks again to everyone for all the interactions. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.